it is.
Well, there it is. Hey, this is WTii and I will be casting a Warcraft 3 game played by Animaa, who is human, the red human at the top right, versus... oh, where is he? There he is, my boy, HuntsRevolution, who is the night elf at the bottom left of this map, which is Amazonia. And you can find this map on War3 Arena. It is not your standard map. No, no, no. You will not see it on the normal battle nets. You will see it on the War3 arenas. So here we have an Ancient of War, a Moonwell, but where's that altar? I don't see it. I don't know. Where is it going? Where is it? And meanwhile, we have got an altar for Animaa, and of course a barracks. But the farm is all the way at the back. So rather obscure gameplay styles already so far from both players. Wisps all in the mine, still no Ancient of War, so maybe a rush to hunts or a fast tech. No doubt a neutral hero, I can only imagine, because yeah, that altar of elders is finally put down now, so that's the right time to put it down if you want to get yourself a neutral tavern and have that altar come up at the right moment. Ancient of War is up and running and is going to be producing an archer. Meanwhile, we can see 2 footmen coming out for Animaa and an archmage. And farms kind of randomly placed here and there, buildings way out in the front. So I'm not sure what this represents. Meanwhile, we have a footman out on the field already who is scouting. Meanwhile, looks like HuntsRevolution is going to be doing the same. Probably going to take a couple of hits from a footman. That seems to be suspicious enough that Hunts will be getting a neutral hero, which is why he's left a footman here, so that it can do a little bit of damage before the neutral hero comes out. The archer is going to take a little bit of additional damage because the footman has normal attacks, as we can see here, does extra damage against medium armor, which ironically is what the archer has. She's just running away, still unable to pick that neutral hero because it's... now it will be ready. The panda has come out, so it does look like Animaa actually stopped producing the archmage and is now going to move on to making a panda. So I'd like to see how that works out. We've got Animaa who's creeping up here with his militia. I don't believe he's lost any yet, so he's getting some good experience for his panda whilst he's guarding the middle. A few footmen as well as the panda versus another panda, so he's got the position here, he's got the control. Meanwhile, HuntsRevolution hasn't done any creeping so far, just been producing archers with the Ancient of War, many of them. It does look like Hunts is trying to put a bit of a block on Animaa. Bit concerned about the panda who's just barreling straight into Hunt's base, going bang on for those archers, trying to pick off an archer kill at the back here. He seems pretty determined, but now the archer is healed up. Does look like a breath of fire there to try to get some damage on the Moonwell and a Wisp, but the Wisp isn't in any more threat past this point. Hunts is now throwing down a tech. Meanwhile, we can see that Animaa is going to be using militia to creep out whilst he's harassing up here, and he has actually got himself up to level 2 already because he's about to get another archer, and he's killed off that Wisp that didn't heal or move past that point after the first breath of fire. So his panda is halfway through his life, but he's still done a good job so far. And footmen are just basically kind of protecting the panda a little bit, going for wisps here and there, more breath of fires, good experience. Halfway through level 2, already into the game. Meanwhile, poor Hunts has not even got any experience on his panda, he's still stuck at level 1. And we can see an Arcane Vault up, and still tier 1 rather for Animaa. Footman will be produced once another farm goes up, which is a long way away. Staff of Teleportation has been bought by Animaa, so he can get back to base, heal himself up with a Scroll of Regeneration and throw down a Clarity. Oh, a Lightning Shield here from the Renegade Wizard. It's going to force that archer to split away from the other archers. We don't want any more damage taken, do we, Mr. Hunts? I think you've taken enough. Mostly with your wisps though, which is a little bit unfortunate because that tech's going off, and you've got to remember he's going to have less wisps once that tech is finished, which is going to hurt the Night Elf because Night Elf are very wood dependent, so it's going to slow down his advancement into tier 2 buildings. Animaa got this Scroll of Regeneration thrown down on the footmen that are now sort of moving out around the side. I'm probably going to pop back into the hunt space and see if they can pick off anything. If they're not going to do that, which they aren't, they're actually going to just hang around here because of course a bunch of militia are coming out onto the mini-map, which I just catch that. And they're going to creep off this spot very easily. Shouldn't be too much damage taken or any critical damage. Try to stop the footman taking damage if possible. Meanwhile, we've got Hunts here who's just creeping away. Not getting much more experience because it looks like Animaa's about to hit level 3. Yes, he does. Boom, level 3. He's currently rolling out. He does get scouted there by Hunt, so that's a good, efficient scout there. Seeing it as it goes down, which inevitably an expansion almost definitely will be placed because it does look like Animaa can afford it quite comfortably. Meanwhile, we've got Hunt moving out his Ancient of War to do a little bit more creeping. Not sure if this panda is going to move out solo or not. It does look like there's going to be a little bit of a battle possibly. If we look at the Fog of War, we can see that the panda can actually see each other's units. Otherwise, if that was just units only, the fission probably wouldn't be granted. Animaa's moving round here, not taking the opportunity. He wants to get underneath those archers and make it more difficult for Hunts to return to base. Meanwhile, we can see Tier 2 has arrived and an Ancient of Wonders is going down. No other Tier 2 buildings just yet. It does look like Animaa's moving in. A lovely Breath of Fire there. Archer's taking a lot of damage. Drunken Haze and Breath of Fire being comboed on the footman. Gonna do a little bit of extra damage as well. Archers splitting off, going into Shadow Meld. It does look like they can't get away from a Breath of Fire though. And Footman's still taking a lot of damage here as well. But there's a lovely surround here by Animaa on Hunt, and it does look like that panda will be able to escape, especially since a Fire Lord is coming to back him up. And you don't want that lava spawn getting too many free hits because that's going to start replicating and getting out of control. The rest of these footmen now incredibly battered and just running away. They have no choice but to go back to base because they're just cannon fodder at this point. Lovely little block there denying any more experience. Animaa's now in a bit of a battle here. He's going to take some hits from the Fire Lord and the lava spawn, and he's going to go heavy on this other panda. And I believe he has got a boost of speed, so he should be able to keep up. Meanwhile, it does look like Hunt doesn't have a boost of speed, so he could go down here before he reaches his Moonwell. If there's another Breath of Fire, there is not. He will be able to reach the Moonwell. Oh, he takes off the Circle of Nobility, uses the Moonwell to get as much juice out of it, as much health and mana, and then drop it and pick it back up again just before Animaa can select it and pick it up himself. That's a very nice touch there because you're going to get more health and mana if you get rid of the circlet, because it actually, I can't be bothered to explain it at the moment, but trust me, that's the way it works. So it does look like Hunt is in a position here to fight off this panda and survive, but you can see the crits are coming off here, so it does look like Animaa has picked up his panda, level 3 panda, who doesn't... Did he have the Breath of Fire? He doesn't have the Drunken Haze. That's what it is. He's got the Critical Strike and Evasion passive instead. And a lovely bit of a Zeppelin micro here, keeping that panda alive and allowing him to sort of stay as a threat. Meanwhile, we can see that Hunt has sent off his Fire Lord on a suicidal mission, but his Lava Spawn live on, and they will continue to replicate, considering they can get free hits on all of these peasants over here. Back at the base here, we can see that Animaa is still just being a nuisance, which is forcing Hunt to stay here with his panda because he can't come up here and defend this, while the lava spawn are just going to go crazy. We're going to keep an eye on those in a moment. You can see Footman coming back over. There is finally a tech towards tier 2, but it's still halfway through. These lava spawn are surely going to hit their next replication in a moment. Here we go. Watch this. He's going to get out of control. You're going to see 4 of these soon. They're going to be able to fight off pretty much anything that Animaa can throw at it at this point in time. It does look like Hunt is finally coming up there as well to put on some extra threat. Meanwhile, Animaa is still sitting here with his panda, and he's about to pick it up once more, getting a kill. He's going to probably one-hit this altar, maybe. He had an opportunity to quickly drop off his panda, get one last hit on that altar, and deal with it. But it probably is a bit over, he's a bit overwhelmed at the moment because he's having to concentrate on all the rubbish that's going on over here because Hunt is just completely trashing this expansion spot. So whilst Animaa has got that expansion up at the top, it's not being that effective because it's essentially granting more experience, and it's probably more damaging to Animaa than it has been productive, I'd say, at this point. Or the Fire Lord almost managed to get one little fire spawn bit out there. He manages to not be able to kill them. The Dryads obviously being effective at slowing, but not effective at dealing damage to finish off the panda before he can start for teleportate out. Teleportate, you heard it here. That's how it's said. So we've got HuntsRevolution, who is about a quarter of the way through level 4. Slippers of Agility, Circlet of Nobility, and Sentry Wards on him. Footman just scouting around Hunts' base. Lots and lots of Dryads coming out. Hunt's now moving in with his Fire Lord as well, who's got a potion of mana, just in case he didn't have enough lava spawns. Currently none at the moment, but if he carries on how he has done before, he can get carried away with that. Does look like Animaa might be going for another, I was going to say another expansion, but there isn't another expansion spot here. This only has one expansion. Going to lose a footman, unfortunately, there. That footman was just not meant to be. Another footman, yeah, attacking the panda to take away the threat from the creeps. And we can see up at the top here, it does look like Animaa has pretty much given up on this expansion. We can see that 18,590 gold, so probably 20k. So he got, 1,400 gold from it, but he lost, a good chunk of peasants, and that in itself cost about 400 gold. So I'd say he got about 1,000 gold maximum from it, but at a cost of giving experience away to Hunts, because Hunt's definitely got away with quite a few militia, militia and peasant kills there. So we can see really obscure buildings here just placed all over the shop. Tier 2 finally for Animaa. He's sitting at 500 gold, but a little bit low on wood, so he needs to get those peasants to work. And good enough for him, he's got a lot of them. If this panda gets here and gets away with a breath of fire, drunken haze maybe, he might not even bother with it, we'll see. Goes straight for the breath of fire, not even needed to do drunken haze. So many peasants getting picked off. Meanwhile, we can see Animaa is moving in, trying to go for a kill perhaps on the main. The goblin sapper coming in, doesn't look like the goblin sapper is going to be denied. Footmen are coming in, defend, that's going to fend off the dryads. Breath of fire denying the wisps from repairing. We've got more attacks going here. HuntsRevolution is TPing back to his base to try and fend this off. Another breath of fire, no doubt. No, he's going to try to hide it. It does look like HuntsRevolution is going to lose his main. And this is huge damage dealt here. Level 5 now for Animaa as part of his reward. He's almost halfway through it. We can see that HuntsRevolution is almost up to level 5. If you can get another couple of footman kills, maybe bring down the Zeppelin as well, this could be it. He could hit himself up to level 5. So close. That footman just not quite enough to get him up to level 5 yet. Potion of mana sitting on the panda. A great item to have on your panda. And Staff of Wand of Illusion rather being used as a form of scouting. And the Zeppelin has been killed. Was that enough? Still not enough to hit that level 5. So sentry wards have been placed down for HuntsRevolution, so he can see if any more expansions are going to be placed by Animaa. Animaa's base has been messed up well and truly. You can see that the peasants are all over the place, over the top on the mine, but that's just because of sheer harass. Dryads trying to get in the back here, maybe going to bring down the arcane tower as it's currently being produced. We can see that Dryads are now somewhat trapped in the base, providing that Animaa... No, they can just slip through this tiniest gap. They obviously have the same path in as a footman. Even though they are slightly larger units, they're just thin enough to fit through a gap like that. Zeppelin being produced to just increase the harass value of these Dryads. They're just going to be dropping off every now and then, being a nuisance. The panda can't breath of fire these because they are magic immune. You can see... throwing down a breath of fire, I'm not even sure why, other than just hit the Zeppelin. That must have been the reason, because it's not going to work on the Dryads, and no doubt Animaa knows this. He's going to fail to pick up that Dryad in time, but he's trying to save the Zeppelin, and he knows this because those breath of fires are always being placed as soon as that Zeppelin comes into vision. Meanwhile, at Hunt's base, he's got a Tree of Life. It's still like barely even 80% of the way through, so all of this time Hunt's has been sitting at 175 gold, and he just can't do anything. This is his only way to get his money back in any form whatsoever, is to harass hard and try to deny Animaa from getting money himself. These Dryads need to be picked up. There we go, just in the nick of time there. He is keeping an eye on it. Panda finally hits level 5. We're going to see some level 3 breath of fire, no doubt. And that's going to do quite a nasty bit of damage. Meanwhile, we can see that Animaa's just having a little scout around here, coming in with the panda. Could do quite a nasty bit of damage. The Tree of Life has gone up. Is it going to be another sapper maybe? I don't know if he's going to afford that. I don't think he can, not at this moment in time. Panda just going to come in, be annoying. He's going to go straight for the entangled gold mine, continuously denying Hunts any gold whatsoever. Hunts is going to have to re-entangle that gold mine, and it's just going to be a slow, long process before he can even get any money coming into the bank whatsoever. And we can see that Animaa is currently having economical issues himself at the same time, because Hunts has left his Fire Lord up here with his many lava spawns, which could potentially spawn into even more. Need another Zeppelin up here. There's so many Zeppelins all about, but I don't think he has one to save that Fire Lord. No, he does not. Breath of Fire coming down here. Level 5 Panda so close to level 6. Oh, this lava spawn's just going to be denied into replicate, and I'm not sure if this lava spawn can make it. Even if it was going to, it'll probably get Breath of Fire just to finish it off and hit the level 6. Okay, so what ability is he going to pick? He's at 100 mana. Is he going to bother going for the Storm, Earth and Fire? I believe is the ultimate for the Panda. It's where he splits off into 3 different Panda elementals. One is like stone, it's taunting, it's strong. Oh, he does! Here we go. We've got Earth, we've got Fire, and we've got Storm. And we're going to see how that works out. Taunting actually working on that Panda. He's being trapped here. He almost had us around if he could just bring the fire back down. He's doing some decent damage actually here to Hunts, because he's getting a lot of free hits. It does look like Hunts is actually trapped, because this Storm fella here is blocking his only path out, because whilst it looks like there's a gap there, there is not. The pathman will not allow that. So that was an amazing kill actually. A very good choice of moves from Hunts there. And he's finally got this gold mine up and running. Dryads sitting at the back here, just like, get lost if anyone else wants to come here and harass. Animaa now choosing to pick up that Time of Intelligence in a second. There it goes. Oh, yes. So he's got that going down. Is he going to pick up any more stuff from the shop? He hasn't got much money. He gets a clarity pot. Wants to get the mana up, because the Panda, he loves the mana. His abilities are quite cheap, but they're so effective that you spam them all the time. And he's trying to run away here from the Dryads as well. Buy as much time before that clarity pot can be denied, and invisibility pot has been taken. So what's he going to do? He's actually running back here, but Hunts doesn't know, because he's got no vision at this point in time, as we can see. He doesn't know that the pandas exist. He doesn't know that he's staying behind to protect, or is he? He looks like he's moving out at this time now that the Dryads are actually coming in to attack. But the Dryads might not be that effective, because peasants can still turn into militia, and it's only a few. We can see that Hunts might be a little bit distracted by this panda over here, but he must know that that's probably not the real one. It's just a wand of illusion. We can see Altar of Elders was actually destroyed earlier on. That's something I missed to pick up on, because if you've got no Altar of Elders, you can't get your hero back. The tavern requires that you have an Altar of Elders to get your hero back, so you can't just cheat that way and go to the tavern and pick it up. You still have to have the Altar of Elders to get your hero back in the first place. So all of this time, Hunts has not even got his hero out now that they've both been killed, which was very unfortunate for him. He's in a rough spot at the moment, because he's essentially got a level 6 panda just having fun inside of his base. And I'm telling you, that panda could probably solo that Tree of Life. He is that strong. He would have to get back, but it depends. With a potion of a mana and enough Breath of Fires, there's a good chance he could just solo that Tree of Life. We'll keep an eye on that. We see the Dryads here with the correct micro, picking up with the Zeppelin, the ones at the front that get hit, pulling them back at the back. That way you're minimizing, maxing the amount of damage you can do, minimizing the amount of damage you take, being as effective as you can in this harass, trying to deny the economy of Animaa. Meanwhile, Animaa is going to town on this Tree of Life, and if he brings out the Wisps, they're just going to get Breath of Fire. So there's not even really much he can do in this situation. A panda is still going to slowly come out, because it's a high level panda. Level 5, clarity pot being taken, all of those Wisps going down in one go, along with the Tree of Life taking damage, and one more whack from Animaa deals with that. Wow, this is crazy. It does look like Hunts has no chance, and Breath of Fire very efficiently used at this point in time. Just such an effective spell. Dryads have actually pretty much killed off almost all of Animaa's peasants, and they're just actually having to sit at the back here because they can't do anything. Now Animaa has totally finished off both of the Ancients of Law. He feels confident enough to return back to base to deal with the threat that is stopping him from getting any money back. Because he's like, right, I've destroyed your altar, I've destroyed your main, I've destroyed your tier 2 main buildings. Surely there's not much else that you can do in this game. So I'm going to come back and I'm going to try to deal with this. The panda is running around a little bit, just probably because he's trying to get his health back and his mana back before dealing with these Dryads. Because one hit from the Dryads will deny all of the money he spent trying to get the panda's health back. Oh, the Zeppelin has been brought down by a very, very what looked like long range Breath of Fire there. So these Dryads are going to go down. They're going to pick off one more peasant before they go down. Level 7 being achieved by Animaa. 3 Dryads down. Many injured farms. A battered town hall. Well, keep rather at this point. We can see an expansion being placed at the top here. A risky move by Hunts, but in a game like this, you have to take risks in order to get back into it. Because this base, he could still try to put a Tree of Life here, but as he's experienced throughout this game, Animaa is very, very fond of the bottom left base. But we haven't seen him visit the top very often. And Animaa's not really in a position where he can scout that very comfortably, because he needs his peasants to get the gold, because he's barely got any, and he's got to pretty much dedicate them completely to this gold. Otherwise he could be pretty much out of this game. If those peasants got stopped and he'd be stuck at like 73 gold, couldn't even buy another peasant. So he's coming in here, and as far as he's concerned, whilst his opponent hasn't left, he's still in the game with his hero now going on the peasants, which we can see are at 38 gold. So he actually has to save this peasant, and these couple of peasants here, that's all he's got. That gap is bigger than I thought. Okay, maybe the Dryads don't have a big enough space. It's just oh well, whatever. Anyway, we have potentially a surround here. I don't think it can be done with just the 3 of those, but he is using all of the abilities of these elements as effectively as possible. We got Taunt, we got Cyclone coming in from the Storm element, and the Fire just doing some awesome damage, even giving a little bit of Immolate damage. Oh, now he might be able to get the surround. It does look like he's got the surround. Here we are. This should be guaranteed surround. Oh, he just slips. That is so unfortunate. That can easily happen, unfortunately, even to the best of the best players. It's so easy to happen. You think you've got it, and your unit just slips, and you're like, no, I had it. That was a guaranteed kill. And it does look like Hunt is going to be able to retreat from this. Still Breath of Fires to come, so let's have a look and see how we doing for the Moon Whales. Enough to keep Hunts into the game. It does look like Animaa knows this, so he's just getting back. And he's going to come up to the top, and he's probably suspicious at this point, because there hasn't been a message in the game for him letting him know that your opponent has no bases left. Because after 2 minutes, if your opponent doesn't have a main building like a Tree of Life, you should get a reveal of the map. Essentially, it's essentially map hack. You see the rest of your opponent's buildings. But if your opponent does have a Tree of Life up and running, then you can't see the rest of the buildings. And obviously that message never came up for Animaa within the last couple of minutes. So he must be knowing that something was up, which was why he came up there to scout. And it's the right move, but he's playing a little bit risky. He's got lots of mana, but not so much health. And these are powerful heroes. Level 5 and 2 Firelord. Not to be snubbed up. Soon to be level 3. Oh dear. He can't be too bold with this panda. He is higher level, but at the same time, it doesn't take much to kill him. He is tough enough to take enough hits, but he can't get in there and do damage to that Tree of Life. He's trying to evade the damage. Oh, these heroes. Hunts is not letting him go. He is totally staying on this. Firelord flanking up from the top. And any opportunity Animaa sees to sneak back towards that Tree of Life, he's going to try to take it. The minimap is obviously a little bit bugged at the moment. You can see that it's displaying more buildings than there currently are. That's just the way it is with Warcraft 3. Unfortunately, that bug has not been fixed. It's just something you have to keep an eye on. As you can see, there is not much left in this base, but still a couple of Moon Wells for Hunts to use should he need to. And he's going to try to move in here, do some more economical damage, because we can see that Animaa has actually managed to amass a fair bit more gold finally, after being battered so heavily. And this Arcane Tower isn't going to put up much of a threat versus these heroes. Another Breath of Fire will pretty much take care of that. I want to have a look in a moment once that Breath of Fire goes down. There it is at the top here. No, not much damage done to the Entangled Gold Mine, so Animaa is actually returning back to base, getting a nice Breath of Fire on the Goblin Zeppelin, but it's still got a lot of health. There is no Orb of Fire on this Panda, so there's no way for him to hit that Zeppelin. It looks like Hunt actually has control now. For a long time, Animaa was pretty much wielding control, but both players doing incredible harass. This is an interesting move. Bringing out the militia here, get a lovely surround. It's almost as though he knew he was going to be going into store for fire soon. He needs to definitely keep this surround. The Zeppelin's coming in. It's going to pick up the pounder at the last second and run away. There's not going to be enough damage. The Zeppelin's still in the range to take damage though, so you've got to be a bit careful with that. But Firelord now coming down, just trying to hit these militia at any opportunity, just screwing over the economical... I keep saying that word, but the economy of Animaa has been battered this whole game. That Tree of Life taking a lot of damage actually from these elements. They're about to run out though, so even with this surround, he's still going to be granted access out, and the Zeppelin is going to allow him to escape. 21 health. That Breath of Fire really packs a punch. That could have been very nasty if that Breath of Fire destroy that Zeppelin, because both of those heroes would come out, they'd be concussed, they'd have a debuff on them that essentially slows them to like 20% movement speed instead of like 100%. So at that amount of health, if there's no star, I believe the Firelord has a Staff of Preservation, so he couldn't even save the Panda, because the Panda would have been actually brought back here to the Tree of Life, which has now been destroyed. So Animaa has managed to deny Hunts once again. Although Hunts is now putting down another Tree of Life at the bottom left, and an Ancient of War has finally got up all of this time into Animaa's base. This is insane. Utterly insane. Militia will make short work of the Ancient of War since it's not upgraded, and even then it's still not going to be able to stand up to this much damage, because the Militia actually have really good DPS. And they're returning back to the gold mine. Animaa not sitting at much. It's at this point that Animaa is probably wishing that he had a second hero, so he could leave one hero to defend and another hero to harass. And the Firelord, Staff of Preservation, swapped over to the Panda, I believe, there, and now used to save. Look at that crit, 204 crit. Do not underestimate the passive. Drunken Brawler, I think it might be called, belongs to the Panda. It's essentially an amalgamation of the Blade Master's critical strike and the Demon Hunter's evasion ability. It's like half of each basically combined together. That's gonna die, isn't it? It doesn't look good for the Firelord. One more Breath of Fire. Silence now being used to try to deny the kill, but it's not going to be long until that runs out. And is there going to be a Breath of Fire? Oh my days, he can't even get himself a health potion because he's still at tier 1. Dancing around here because Animaa doesn't want to risk getting killed, because he still has a Panda on his tail doing some amazing damage. Is he going to go into Stormer Fire in a moment? Yes, he does, to stop himself from taking the last hit, which would kill him off. Can he get a surround? No. Maybe. Good luck to you, mate, but I don't think you're going to get it. Zeppelin. Beautiful Zeppelin play being used once again to save that hero. That's happened so many times here. Tree of Life coming up in time, but taking a lot of damage just before it's actually finished, which means it is taking like half its health because it takes extra damage whilst it's building. So that's an extra 400 or so gold and 200 wood gone for Hunts. And he actually has another Tree of Life here coming up at the top. He's just continuously building these, hoping that eventually one of them will stay alive for long enough. And these two players are so good that they're not just, you know, defending the whole time because they know they can't afford to. They have to attack whilst the other one is attacking, because if you are the one defending all the time, you're going to eventually lose. It's like, if you're going to screw over my economy, I'm going to have to screw over your economy. It's the only way to stay in the game. The best defense is a good offense. So we can see this Panda is so desperately wanting to get level 3, and there's not many peasants left to kill, but maybe he can achieve it, providing he can avoid death. We'll see, but the Firelord is going to soak up some of the experience as well. But once this Panda, if he can get level 6, will pretty much be a game changer here. All of those militia just pretty much going down very shortly afterwards. As you can see, the Panda can't quite reach level 6 here, and Animaa's Panda quietly sitting with Potion of Invisibility, not sure when to act, hoping that maybe, just maybe, Hunts makes a mistake. And boom, there it is. Panda getting Breath of Fire on both, trying to get a surprise attack. Staff of Teleportation being used. maybe an invulnerability pot cannot be picked up because there is not enough resources for Hunts to do so. Only 30 gold, so he can't buy anything from the shop to give himself the chance to get out. No get out of jail card here. Not this time. So many with the Zeppelin and opportunities before, but not this time. He was finally denied. No opportunity. Breath of Fire says no. Now we can see that Animaa is moving in here. He's going to do some damage to the Tree of Life. A little bit of lava spawn action. Oh wow, 200 crit, just taking off half the health of the lava spawn. The lava spawn's going to have to dance around here before it goes down, picked up by the Zeppelin just to deny the experience, because then it would be a level 8 panda. It will be even more out of control. This solo panda, just the damage. Can't even get crits on the Tree of Life, but still doing amazing passive damage regardless. It doesn't look like a good fight for Animaa because Hunts still has plenty of mana left in him. Although Anima's going for it. Oh, he could almost get the surround. He's given himself the opportunity. Beautiful. Almost deliberate. You might suspect that was deliberate. But there is a Zeppelin here that could potentially pick it up. But it's very low health. So Anima's going to have to... Oh, that was very, very good. Very, very, very good. Very, very good. Sorry, just so incoherent, but I was just amazed by that. He knew exactly what he was doing. He tricked Hunts, who had no other option, who probably knew it was going to happen regardless, but had to act. Bring the Zeppelin in, but cyclone the hero so the Zeppelin can't pick up the panda at the last moment, and then use that opportunity to finish off the Zeppelin, and boom, down goes the expansion along with the panda. Hunts is now heroless, and he's bringing out the Fire Lord halfway through, but I don't think the Fire Lord's going to be able to put up much of a fight. He's going to have to be pure harass if he wants to stay in the game, because he cannot afford to go one-on-one with this panda who has an amazing passive and just brilliant damage from Breath of Fire. And we've got an invulnerability pot as well, so he's doing really well for himself, this panda. Let's have a look. Just a few Moonwells and a Hunter's Hall left. Altar of Elders, so there is enough resources for Hunts to get both his heroes back, but he's finally out of the game in terms of wisps. No more wisps, no more Trees of Life. That's him done. He has to get these heroes out. Now this panda is going to come face to face with a Fire Lord. Oh, he's going to activate the creeps. They should potentially. Yes, they do. Look at that. He kites it back. He doesn't even have to start attacking them or run away completely. He just goes down far enough, and the creeps are like, ah, screw it. We're going this building instead. Now, there's a good chance that they're just going to keep coming onto that building. He's trying to keep the creeps active, so they're going to hit the building all the time. There we go, they swap over to the building, and he's actually used this Sasquatch, oh he's running back now, to block him off so the panda can't be hit. I assume he's got a Storm, Earth and Fire, otherwise he wouldn't be this ballsy. Not to mention he has got the Potion of Invulnerability, so he can afford to take the risk, and he's not, oh that was, I was going to say, it might be a missed Breath of Fire there, but no, it does actually manage to hit the Fire Lord. The Fire Lord can just dance around here, he can barely even get in range because his attack range it's just going to allow him to get Breath of Fire, so he can't really do much in this situation. And that panda has still got halfway to go before it comes out. The lava spawn's desperate. Oh, 3 health left there. This panda is just completely controlling it. 212 crit. Oh, we're seeing Soul Burn there. Oh no, the Breath of Fire misses. What? Oh, that was unfortunate. I think he was trying to get the altar at the same time and be flashy there. Fire Lord getting a cheeky hit off. Well, one more Breath of Fire is enough. Like I say, maximum range from that Fire Lord is still not enough to escape from the Breath of Fire. We can see that the panda now slowly hitting this altar, doing about 20 or so damage per hit. Doesn't sound like much. This other panda so close to coming out. How many hits left? That's like 10 hits left. Can it survive till that? Oh my god. Both the players are funny. Look at this. Oh, it's so close. It's going to come out. It's going to make it. 2 more hits to go. Oh, the panda's out just in time. The Breath of Fire. Oh, you could not call that. That could not be closer. Staff of teleportation being used here by Animaa to escape almost certain death, because there is a Potion of Mana, and a Breath of Fire would have finished him off because he is out of mana. Cannot use a Storm, Earth or Fire to get out of that. Clarity Pot. He's got the health coming back. He still has the tiniest bit of gold, but nothing else. No peasants, no militia, and yeah, you don't really want to have to spend your resources on clarity pots and healing cells. Well, not healing cells. Regeneration scrolls at this point in the game, because they're not going to do much for a 1300 health panda. The clarity pot is pretty effective, I'll be honest, but you don't, when you get this close to the game where everything counts, you don't really want to be using that gold. You'd rather use it on potions of invulnerability and such, and Hunts doesn't have that opportunity. Only 100 gold left for him. He could get himself a potion of invisibility. Animaa, 24 gold left. 144 gold, so he sold something. He has got himself a potion of invulnerability. He sold an item there. All of his items are gone now. We do see some fairly nice items. Not much to bolster his strength. Oh, Storm, Earth and Fire. Almost getting us around. Going for it, though. Not going to get it, though. Not going to quite get it, but he's going to try to surround him as best as possible. That's very unfortunate. Hunts hasn't got much going for him, though. Remember, this is a level 5 panda. He was desperate for this level 6. The Fire Lord denied him, and it could be one of those times where actually having that second hero was detrimental. He can't get this around. He's trying for it, but he's not going to be able to do it in time. He's doing a nice bit of damage, but this panda is going to escape, and no, that taunt is not going to reach him in time. Try as he might, Animaa could not get that surround. He wanted it. Now we've got a level 8 panda, and don't forget this panda has some beautiful crits, I believe. No, it's that one. I can't remember. I think, well, now he's going to have at least one version of the crit. Oh, there it is, the 224 damage. Oh my goodness. You just can't go toe to toe with that panda right there. He is just the beast. Imber crits indeed. Nerf the panda. That's what we say. We still have a bit of Moonworld juice here for HuntsRevolution. Dropping the Circle of Nobility to get the most out of those Moonworlds and then picking it back up. This is all he's got left. Hunts has only got a few buildings left. It is still night time, so there's still time to gather up the moon juice, but Hunts is going to have to react to this. He can't let Animaa just roll over his buildings. Is Animaa possibly going to die here? That's a 200 crit. This is pretty too risky. I don't think it's worth it. What are you doing, Animaa? No! No! Animaa is going to go down. He's actually going to fall. And level 6 has finally been achieved by Hunts. I can't believe it. I was absolutely adamant Animaa had that. Fantastic play from both there. Having a fun, not serious game, but at the same time it produced amazing micro and just general skill, despite it not being your conventional night elf play or human play. It is just fantastic. Really well played by both there. 6 hero kills from Animaa. Beast Panda pushed his luck too far at the end there. He just had to basically run around for a bit longer and he would have taken the win there. The Moonwells would have given Hunts a bit more opportunity to stay in the game, but Animaa definitely had enough buildings that he could buy enough time for his panda to passively regenerate health and mana as heroes do, and then he could have come in for the kill, because that level 8 panda would have definitely rolled over that level 5 panda. So I don't think Animaa minded at the end there, but he definitely had that. So a little bit of a slip at the end there, but nevertheless an amazing game produced by these two players. Very entertaining, and I hope you were entertained. If you enjoyed the video, then give it a big thumbs up and a like, and if you like it, then maybe you might want to subscribe and see what I do, because I do a lot of Warcraft 3 videos, and I'm going to be doing more of these commentaries, despite the fact that they kill my voice. As you can see, I am definitely knackered after this, and I'm sure both of those players were absolutely exhausted as well, because they just played amazing. Fantastic game. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.